we have the newspaper industry right now, which one would have thought would have had a good opportunity online. They have the competency of news and so forth, and yet the entire industry is just getting shelled and has experimented online, but it's not saving them. Why is it that incumbent industries and companies have such a hard time doing what you and what a lot of other entrepreneurs have been able to do?
Well, luckily they do have trouble doing it, because that creates opportunities for the rest of us. But yeah, I'm always amazed at that, because from the outside it just seems so obvious that if you were Time Warner, you should have done startups in the internet space and funded them 10 years ago, and they didn't. So it's a series of things. One is they are always worried about protecting their current business, and so that often gets in the way. That happens all the time. Secondly, they have trouble hiring the right people. They can't create a whole new pay structure where you're going to pay people much less and give them more upside. So if Time Warner approached me and said, Kevin, why don't you start a business within Time Warner, I would never even consider it. There's not enough upside. And so the really good people aren't going to go do that, and so it's going to be hard to be successful there. So they have trouble getting the talent, they have trouble managing it, they have trouble moving fast enough and taking chances. And so the combination of all those things means that they don't do it. If they do it really poorly. I think one of the most interesting things for me is that I looked once at the top 50 websites online, and none of them were new startups that occurred in a big media company.
Out of the top 50. And is it still true today? Because certainly in the news business, CNN has a very big web presence. Bloomberg has a web, so a lot of the traditional media providers are doing
What I meant there is that there are a couple examples that are owned by big media companies. CNN and ESPN are good examples of that, where they took their existing brand and put it online. So at least they were able to do that. No one was able to create anything new online where they didn't have the existing brand name, which is what we all have to do when we do a startup. And so they've abdicated that entire space, and they'll continue to do it.